Hi everyone, welcome to Yin at Home. Today we're going to be using a yoga mat if you have one, and then 2 or 3 pillows any size. So I'm using my bed pillows, but you're more than welcome to use couch cushions or throw pillows, whatever feels good. So we're going to take one of those pillows and place them under our seats. And then cross at the ankles. Give yourself a moment to just move through your body however feels good. Maybe roll your shoulders around or just roll out the neck. Take as many movements as you need, and then when you come to stillness, turn your palms to face the ceiling and bring your index and thumbs together, coming into this mudra that helps us to connect the body, the breath, and the mind as we just take a few moments to ground down and center into our practice. Let your breath be nice and natural as it draws in and out through your nose. And imagine the inhalation starting at your tailbone, drawing up along your spine, and lifting up and out through the crown of your head. Soften through your shoulders, and as you breathe out, imagine that breath traveling from the crown of the head, down along your spine, and meeting back at the tailbone. And just think about breathing in this way for a few rounds as you start to let your mind settle. Let any tension from your body fall away. And then begin to bring the hands to the heart center. Let the chin draw toward the chest as you take a moment to set an intention for your practice today. And then when you feel ready, release the hands and we'll begin. We're going to remain seated on one of the pillows, and then we're going to extend our right leg and take one of the other pillows under the leg for cushion. Draw your left heel to meet your right inner leg, and then you can either stay or take one of your pillows on top of your right leg for a little extra cushion. Your torso turns just slightly, and you're going to lean over that leg, coming onto your forearms. If you need additional height, you can always add more pillows. And then just begin to breathe. We'll hold this posture for about 3 to 5 minutes, so you can choose which duration feels right for you. You can always pause this video if you'd like to hold the posture a bit longer, or you can move forward if you'd like to hold it a little less. But give yourself a moment to just find your stillness here. Notice your breath, notice your body, and feel free to move as you need. If you're new to Yin, you might notice some sensations that happen along the back or the upper body, maybe even into the neck. But the purpose of Yin is for us to hold postures for a longer duration so that our body can release tension. It creates softness within our tissues, increases our flexibility, and it also helps us to release stress so that we find a more centered place in our minds. And if you start to feel your mind wandering, see if you can redirect yourself back to your breath. There'll be some long pauses between commentary, so take what you need in between. Whether you're listening to soft music or you're concentrating on your breath, just let the stillness be exactly what it needs to be for you right now. It can be hard, especially living in a world that is constantly moving to slow down. So if this is your first experience with Yin and it feels a little challenging, please know that that's totally normal. But the longer you're here, just start to kind of observe that softness that starts to be cultivated in your body. You might feel a sensation where your leg starts to loosen. You might notice your torso dropping a little bit closer toward the pillows or towards your leg. And if you need to make more space, you can always remove the top pillow. You can always adjust your hands. But let yourself be here. Let your breath become a little deeper, your thoughts a little stiller, and just let it be. Take another 10 to 20 deep breaths on this side, letting that breath be long and expansive. Feel your legs soften just a little bit more. And allow yourself to surrender to this shape. Maybe you notice if you feel a little bit of release through your low back. Maybe observe any tension you're holding and find a bit more softness. Continue to breathe as you soften just a little bit more. Inhaling exhaling. With your next inhalation, come up. Take a moment to move slowly if you're taking a twist or any counter movements that feel good, or just be still. And then take your time as you make your way to the other side, taking that top pillow to support your left leg as you extend it long. Take your right foot to meet the inside of your left leg, and then stack the other pillow on top of your left leg. Come forward as you fold over your left leg, either onto your forearms or any other variation that serves you. And give yourself a moment to settle into this side. Because each side of our body is different, you might notice that this side feels a little less open, or maybe a little bit more. But the purpose here is to be still and to be soft. So don't use any force when trying to fold. Instead, just stay still in the shape and let your body naturally release as you create space in the back of that left leg. Again, you might feel some tension through your upper back, maybe through your neck, if yin is something that's new to you. Please know this is normal. Your body's just taking time to relax and soften. But again, you can always move as you need. You don't have to stay in the posture the entire time or in the same variation. Allowing yourself to be here for 3 to 5 minutes. So you choose the duration, and again, you can always pause this video if you'd like to hold longer, or you can always move forward a bit quicker if that feels better. Wherever you find yourself, let your breath be full, and be still as you find softness in your mind. And if you begin to have thoughts coming back into your mind, see if you can refocus on your breath. Some of us know that we often kind of hold our stress in our bodies. And so by lengthening the tissue and releasing that held in stress, we actually make a lot of space in our minds. So this is a really great sequence if you're stressed, if you feel a little overwhelmed, or even if you're just doing this before bed. A lot of folding helps to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, that part of the brain that makes us feel calm and balanced. So this is a nice complement after a really busy day or just a lot of stimulation or anything like that. So give yourself time to settle in, give yourself time to experience the benefits of this practice. And again, be here as long as you need. We'll take about another 10 to 15 deep breaths, softening over that leg just a little bit more. And start to take a breath in. When you're ready, lift up. If you want to counter twist or any other movements in between, please find them, or just be still. Next, we're going to move into a straddle fold. So we'll lengthen both legs to make a V shape with our body. We'll stack 2 pillows in front of us. And then depending on your height, if you need a little bit more lift, you can either fold the pillow a little higher, or you can add another pillow as well. Then you'll start to walk your hands forward. You can either rest your hands on the pillows or rest your hands somewhere on the earth. You can always come to your forearms or take any variation that feels better. We typically hold this straddle fold for 3 to 5 minutes, and sometimes this fold can get a little intense, so please be gentle with yourself. Rather than trying to force your torso to come closer to the ground, see if you can just maintain this shape without any effort, so that your body naturally starts to lengthen and you start to fold because of the space that's being created in your tissues rather than the force. You can make as many adjustments as you need, and again, you can stay as long as feels right for your body. If you feel those sensations along the upper back or maybe in the neck, see if you can soften and release. Stay with your breath. And just notice that the longer you're here, the more softening that starts to happen in the legs. You might feel a little sensation of lengthening through your legs. And then you might start to notice that your torso will start to settle and lower toward the pillows. Let your legs relax. Take your shoulders away from your ears and just be with your breath. If you notice thoughts coming back into your mind, see if you can let them go. And then just let yourself fold. As your torso starts to come closer to the pillows, you might start to walk your hands a little more forward, or you may keep them where they are. If you need a little more space between your chest and the earth, you can always remove one of the pillows as you begin to soften. Allow yourself another 20 to 30 deep breaths here in this fold. You can continue to hold longer if it feels good, or again, you can always come out of this if it feels a bit too intense. Enjoy the silence, enjoy the softness, and just let yourself fold. And soften even more. Release those spaces that feel tight. Last few breaths here. Good. Now as you take a breath in, slowly begin to come upright. Take a moment just to be still. And then begin to move the pillows off to the side. Take your hands under your knees and help the legs together, soles of the feet on the earth. Wrap your arms around your knees. Take your forehead to meet the knees as you curl into a little ball, maybe even rounding through the spine. Start to release, and then moving on to our next posture, we'll come into a supported lizard lunge. For our lunge, we'll take 2 pillows on top of one another, and we'll place our left knee on the pillows as we step our right foot toward the top of the mat. Now your right foot will be out wide, so right foot will be near the edge of the mat. Options, you can stand your palms, or you can take your pillow and fold it so that you can lower down onto your forearms with a little lift. You can also move down to your forearms without the support of a pillow, or you can stay upright the entire time. You can choose as many variations as you like while you're in this shape, and we'll be here for about 3 minutes. You can move however you like, but just make a little bit more space through your right hip. Take your shoulders away from your ears, and try to lengthen through your spine. Try to keep the amount of weight that's in your palms or on your forearms minimal. So if you're really jumping down into the hands or the forearms, try to energetically lift up and out. Now you might tuck your chin to your chest and round through your upper back. Maybe you look over that right shoulder, or just find any authentic movement that feels good as you settle into this shape. You can always shift down to your forearms or shift back onto your hands, whatever feels good. Let this pose feel nice and easy. And take a few more deep breaths. Good. Now when you feel ready, take your right knee to meet your left. Sink your hips towards your heels. Take a little child's pose. You'll notice a little more space along your side body. Reach your fingers a little further forward. Let your chest settle toward the earth. Then moving very slowly, start to step your left foot toward the top of the mat as you come into that lizard variation on the other side. Right knee will remain on the pillows. Left foot is out wide to the edge of the mat. Again, you can stay on your palms, you can use your pillow for your forearms, or you can just simply lower down. If you want to look over that left shoulder, maybe tuck the chin to the chest, find that rounded spine. And allow yourself to settle in on this side. Being here for 3 to 5 minutes, and you choose the duration that you stay. Soften your shoulders, soften your face. And maybe you just acknowledge how this side feels. Maybe this side of the body has more space to present, or maybe it's a little more sticky. But work to cultivate softness all through the body, through those areas that can be softened easily. And then work to deepen into those areas that are a bit more challenging. Again, if you have any emotions or anything that arises for you, just take a moment to acknowledge whatever it is. Take a few more breaths. And then take your time as you bring that left knee back to meet the right, child's pose one more time. Seat draws toward the heels, chest melts toward the mats. The forehead may rest on the earth or perhaps just float in space. Take a few breaths here. Then slowly begin to shift forward onto all fours, walking the hands back and removing the pillows from beneath the knees. Take one pillow beneath your seat for a cushion, and then lengthen your legs long in front of you. Draw the big toes together. Slide a second pillow under the knees for padding, and then choose to either stay or take a third pillow along the tops of your legs. From there, lengthen your spine, take your shoulders away from your ears, and start to fold forward either over the pillow or over the legs. Let this feel easy, so no force. And again, let your body create space through time and patience. Find a softness through your legs, a softness through your face. And again, if you feel any tension or tightness through your upper back or through your neck, see if you can just soften. Letting this fold feel easy and nice as you create a little bit more balance within yourself. Really turning on that parasympathetic nervous system. We'll stay here for another 20 to 30 breaths as you let yourself just gently fold over the legs. Maybe you notice a little bit more space to fold a little deeper. Acknowledge the stillness in your mind. And again, take any additional movements that feel good. If you need to rock your head side to side. Stay tied to your breath. Take another 10 deep breaths here. Fold just a little bit deeper. Soften just a bit more. Last few breaths. Now, as you begin to inhale, softly lift away from the pillows. Take a moment to be still. Now take the pillow that was on top of the legs over to the right. Bring the pillow beneath your legs away. And then roll down onto your back using one pillow to support your head. You'll keep the knees bent, and then you're going to take a pillow between the legs for padding. And then drop the knees over to the right as you release them onto that third pillow. Coming into a supine twist. Your arms can either lengthen out long into a T shape. They might come up and overhead, or cactus. If you want to rest your hands somewhere on your torso, you can. Find a variation that feels good. And of course, if your knees need a little bit more support, add extra pillows so that this feels easy and effortless. Your eyes can soften or close completely if that feels right. And you can turn your head to whichever direction feels good. Again, making adjustments as you go. And holding here for about 2 to 3 minutes. Always again with that option to stay longer or to leave a little early if that feels good. Feel your low back lengthen. Your breath is soft but steady. And the knees drape over to the side without effort. Allow them to just be supported by the pillows. Let all the force go. And just surrender into this shape. Take as many more breaths as feels right for you. Stay as long as you need on this side. And when you feel ready, you'll bring the knees back through center. You'll take that pillow over to the left, and then drop the knees over to the left for that support. Again, you can always pause this video to hold the first side a bit longer. You can stay here as long as you need, typically between 2 and 3 minutes per side. Any variation for your arms, whether they be out to a T, up and overhead, or in a cactus shape, or maybe hands just simply rest somewhere on your torso. You can turn your head to either side. Make any adjustments that feel good. And let your breath remain soft. Feel the gentle expansion as you breathe in. That gentle softening as you breathe out. And be here as long as you need. Soften even more through the body. And when you feel ready, you can bring the knees through center. Release the pillow from between the legs. And then begin to slide a pillow under the knees. Lengthen your legs long for Shavasana. Take your third pillow across your hips for a little bit of weight so that you can feel grounded and secure here in this shape. And then lengthen your arms out long. Perhaps you take your hand somewhere on your torso, or maybe take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, as you let your breath be soft and effortless. Soften or close your eyes if that feels good, and stay in this shape as long as you need. Let all your effort go as you release through your face, through your jaw, even through your fingers and your toes. Feel your back body rooted down onto the earth. Gently expand through your chest. And just be still. Perhaps you invite your gaze to draw up towards your third eye center, finding sensation in that space between your brows. Come into a state that feels effortless, Let your thoughts be still, your body rest, and be with yourself as you are. Let go of everything that you don't need. Feel grounded, feel strong, and allow yourself to feel balanced and safe in this space. Stay for as long as you need. When you feel ready, take a nice big breath in through your nose, and breath out through your mouth. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take your knees in towards your chest for a squeeze, and then take your time as you roll to your right side into a fetal shape. Pause in this fetal shape to return to your body, and take your time as you come up to your seat. Move any ways that feel good, whether you shrug your shoulders or circle your neck. Let your eyes remain soft or closed. Take your hands to your heart center, your chin towards your chest as you bow in deep gratitude. Honor yourself and your body, your breath and your mind. Let your thumbs lift to meet your third eye center as you honor the light within yourself, the light within us all, and bow together in a gesture of gratitude. Thank yourself for being here today. Show up when you need to, and take time to rest.